Hello there, I am Gifty Auntie and welcome to TSP with Gifty Auntie.
Who can deny Gifty?
No.
I don't think anyone shall. Thank you for having me.
Hello there, I'm Gifty Auntie and welcome to TSP with me. November is, back-to-back solid programs. Today, I get to sit and have a conversation and capture the untold story of one of my favorite people on this earth. She's young, she inspires me, and sometimes I ask myself, how does she do it? Just when you think, wow, the next moment, I remember when she came to talk to me about Watchi. Before I introduce her to you, let me say thank you to Amazing Grace Enterprise for my fabric. They at To Do opposite the fire service. Thank you so much to them. Sigma Health and Beauty provide me with my beauty. That's my makeup products, and of course, beautifully applied by The Glow Bar. My hair is by Julie. I'll give you her contact if you want to, get her to come do your hair for you. And of course, my beads by Tweeny Craft and my beautiful ring, watch, and earrings. The Boy Fashion at Makola. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure some of you have heard her name or the things she does. The recent one, she brought thousands of youth Independence Square. Please help me welcome the amazing Rashida!
Hello, ready to party? So it's good to see you.
Good to see you. You're looking good.
What has been the sustaining secret? Water, exercise, crazy faith in God.
All of that.
Right. And you, of course, inspire me.
Thank you so much for bringing me. I haven't done this in a long time.
I know, right? In fact, you should be sitting here.
I know, right? I've forgotten how to speak English.
We'll be back. There's more to hear from her. We'll be back. Welcome back to TSP with me, Gifty Auntie, and you can tell that it's going to be a beautiful conversation. So call your friend to tune in. This TSP with Gifty Auntie. But before we get talking, let me say thank you to some of our sponsors. And let me start with Old Mutual. The new order of retirement is here. Now you can retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Simply invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and start receiving monthly income immediately to enjoy perfect retirement. The best part is you get to enjoy added benefits every single year. Call Old Mutual today on 0504534333 or visit them on www.oldmutual.com or simply dial *789*01# to place a call. Obrapa Ahotonkwa and Kivo Hot Pepper. Have you heard about the new pepper in town? Kivo Hot Pepper is a new pepper. It is now easier and faster to cook those spicy, delicious meals you love with Kivo Hot Pepper. You will feel the heat and delicious taste in every single meal you made with Kivo Hot Pepper. Get yourself some Kivo Hot Pepper today for all your meals. They are available in various pack sizes that is convenient for your home, chop bars, restaurants, students, and so on and so forth. Eshishe Nanso Edepa. Now to Kidsville, the place kids love and parents love as well. Hey parents and guardians, if you're looking for the alternative or ultimate destination to make your child's dream come true, look no further than Kidsville. You have everything there, and they are on the Spinkters Road adjacent to the Noble House and also at Palace Mall. And then finally, Vena Mineral Water. It has a balanced pH level. It is low in sodium, it has all the minerals, and guess what? They believe in giving back to society, sharing love and then changing lives as well. You're so, so grateful to them, and Bigo Drinks as well. Now, to my guest, how do I even introduce her? This woman of many parts. This woman who does everything and is not stopping. Well, my guest is the one and only Rashida Sani, CEO, the Ghana Report and Izar Company. And what she's not adding is that she sells Watchi.
There's Watchi seller as
There's
well.
a Watchi seller.
Did I tell you the story about my kids dodging their colleagues when I newly opened an allergist's wife Watchi? They kept dodging. And the question was, Mommy, why did you name it allergist's wife in the first place? But our father has not even been to Mecca. I said, no, do you know, Brandon, when you grow, you get to understand. So as soon as the branding and everything started to catch up with Ghanaians, they now came back, Mommy, I don't even say you're the CEO of the Izar group anymore. I just call you allergist's wife. My mother is the one who sells the Watchi.
Okay,
Seriously.
so the allergist's wife is not because you're married to
No,
allergic. It's
not
just a branding.
at all. It was just a catchy, heavy brand name,
Right.
which I thought would just work for the optics. And it did. It really worked for us.
But you know the funny thing is,
Yeah.
for a long time, that would be a brand that you
Many
wouldn't say
people
that, you know,
wonder.
somebody like you will say, I want to use allergist's wife.
I
Allergist's wife
know,
was
right?
like, but now it's become so catchy
Yeah.
and wow.
Well, it's just to tell people that, especially young entrepreneurs, that it doesn't really make a difference. Do not be shy about your trade. Your trade craft is yours, in as much as it will fetch you some revenue to be able to sustain a living. Back in the day, you know, each time I start a business, I try to be at the helm of affairs until it stands very well grounded. So I would leave my office, I abandon the office and go serve Watchi. And each time people came and I spoke English, because my tree wasn't really good, they go like, hey, Watchi seller, okabrofo. You know, they couldn't understand. They couldn't just, you know, put together the pieces together on why a corporate girl. For many people, they thought I had simply abandoned my corporate offices, but not at all. It was just an additional trade. I thought I was even opening as a CSR until I noticed, selling food is something else.
You know, so yeah. Rashida, I remember when, you know, my office, you told that says, sister, I want to open, you know, Watchi joint, especially in the evening when people, and why did you decide to go there?
I must,
Are you a Watchi lover?
Seriously, I must, not at all. Not really now, but I just thought that Watchi was such an essential when it comes to us Ghanaians.
Right.
I mean, they keep saying that the first thing people from Ghana miss when they travel abroad is
Watchi.
Food. And in talking about the food, Watchi at all times will feature, Kenke will feature. And Watchi has gradually become a national delicacy. People eat it in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. There are night watches. There's Watchi when people close from clubs and other discotheques. You know, so I thought I could just catch on that niche, yet create or add some kind of value to create a market differentiation for myself and the rest of the people who sell other watches. I wouldn't want to go into that. And seriously, I must say thanks to people like you, very close and personal people, all contributed to the establishment of this watch. And I haven't paid royalty yet, seriously.
I remember when I came out of COVID, you know, mandatory quarantine, was saying that all I craved for was allergist's wife Watchi. And I go home, I think the following morning, you send them to bring me Watchi.
Yes, I did.
I just sat on the floor
and thank you for the free advert. Thank you so much for and identifying with our brand. Thank you so much.
But it seems to be going very well. And now you have a branch at East Legon as well.
Yes, we do have a branch in East Legon. East Legon was supposed to be my corporate office. We're supposed to move from one office to the other. When we got there was this space right in front. I said to myself, no, I'm not sure I'm going to have many cars enough that'll be filling this place. I think I should just reserve this for Watchi. So it was actually an afterthought. The Watchi building close to the corporate office was actually an afterthought. I remember my ex-boss passed through and he called me on the phone. Rashida, why would you're just selling Watchi. Why would you go rent such an expensive edifice? I said, no, sir, I didn't rent it. I actually sat there to build it myself in 8 months. He couldn't believe it. So that's how far Watchi has actually brought us.
How did you become this astute businesswoman? In fact, a serial entrepreneur, because you started with media.
Exactly. I think I've always had this thirst for success. So if you know me very well, you would know that I've always enjoyed to multitask. I hardly sit idle. I mentioned on another platform that I do not even visit the loo either. I would have to be responding to some mails. I would have to text back people. I'd have to make calls and a whole lot. So it's just the natural thirst for higher heights in life.
Right.
I think in as much as we're supposed to be content, but once God has given us strength, we are still young, we are still youthful. In the Bani, they say that if you stand in the sun during the day, you will sit in the shade at night. Right. So to speak, in literal sense, they mean when you're young and you stand in the sun. When you grow older, you might just get the chance to sit in the shade. So that's just to say that we're supposed to be using our youthful stages. If God has given you strength, you're still young, you're still vibrant, you still can pursue all things, why not just take advantage of that in preparation for retirement? So we avert those miserable retirements we see other people go through. Okay. So pretty much that's just it. Aside the fact that I just have the natural passion for work. Yeah.
What prepared you for this?
My dad.
Okay.
In all cases, I do not discount the will of God. God first in all cases. Right. But my dad, I didn't have a difficult childhood. Right. Things were at our disposal, even though my dad had 25 kids. But he was so hard.
And you were number
24.
Last
so
but one.
My parents are actually like my grandparents. They were actually like so I was raised by grannies.
Grannies, okay.
Sort of, you know.
So like a pension baby, sort of.
Pension baby, and I'm the last of the girls. Yes. And my dad was so hardworking. He hadn't been to school. He could read, write. He was very entrepreneurial. He was a serial entrepreneur as well. He was into hardware back in the day in Tamale. And sort of all of his kids, who are even university graduates, sort of emulated him. So at all times, if a child completed maybe a junior secondary school or a senior high school while you wait for your results, you could just go to his shop. He invited you to his shop. You sell nails, you sell paint. That's where it kind of, I harnessed this other skill of not minding, dropping in the gutters and picking up trash. I keep saying to my kids that, look, if this doesn't work, this will always work for me. What won't I be able to do for money? Of course, if it's sanctioned or acceptable by God. I can come to your home and clean up. If I can do anything else, I can come wash dishes. I can sell ice cream. I can put water on my head. You might see me in a big car today, but if things change the following day, I do not and I will not hesitate to do anything menial at all. After all, we've done it abroad.
That is very profound, because you do not consider anything as menial or beneath you.
No.
Once it will put food on the table, bring some money to you.
Exactly.
And it's legal and, you know, honest.
Yeah, I tell you what, one of those days I was just at the Watchi joint. This fine gentleman just pulls over in a G-Wagon and he looks at me right in front of my staff. Hey, Rash, you've done some. Do you remember me? I couldn't put my thought pattern together. And he said to me, back in the UK, in Bethnal Green, when you worked as a cleaner in the KFC, sometimes you served. And each time I came, you got to know I was a Ghanaian. You added a piece of chicken. I'm like, you indeed know my past. And then it sort of just turned into a conversation where my staff did not even know I had done that. Look, I've worked as a cleaner in KFC. I've worked as someone who served chicken as well. I've worked in Chicken Cottage in the EK, Tesco, shelving, even in a clerical shop where I did so much lifting and unpacking of things with one of the Ghanaian politicians, actually, who's doing very well now. And each time she calls me, we remember that and we just laugh over it. You know.
Did you ever do the healthcare?
Oh, you don't want to hear my story.
The healthcare was my specialty. That's where I always went.
That is a very glorified name for it. Healthcare.
Yes,
you know how I ran away from it? I was sent to this woman, names with health, and she was of Middle Eastern descent. And she had a mentally retarded son who almost always had a hammer in hand each time I walked into the house. He would follow me, and we just laughed over it. But I was thinking at a point, this boy could just hit me. And then I left there and moved to another healthcare, you would call it. And this time around, when I walked into the man's home, it was a man I didn't know. You know, sometimes they would just post you. You don't know where you're going. Yeah. It was a home and it was this man. In the first place, I did not actually want to be the one to change the diapers of an old man, of a man. Acceptably, my religion, it wasn't, you know, acceptable. And then when I walked in, I said, okay, he's turned. Let me just do something since he's an elderly man. So as soon as I opened it, I think I want to use acceptable language now. You know, when you're changing a baby's diaper and it shoots off the diapers and actually bulges out from the sides.
Yeah.
That was what I saw. And I said to myself, this isn't.
It's not for me.
This is not for me. Health-wise, I wasn't that trained. It was just for the purposes of, income. And that was when I stopped it all and moved on to another one.
People do not know your story.
No.
These are untold stories.
No.
They see the glory. And all that time you had in mind that I have somewhere to go. This is all stepping stone to get there.
Actually, when I completed school earlier, I was supposed to go to school. I could not because obviously for financial reasons. When I came back to Ghana, that was when I started being in the media and all that. I went back to do my master's. But as soon as I got back into Ghana, I said to myself, no, I have got to start this on my own. And I'm not just going to do one thing. I am going to be a serial entrepreneur, all in a bit to get people to work. So at all times, I've had this cluttered payroll, which I'm not really perturbed about because, it goes in a long way to help people. Yeah. It helps, it comes as a CSR and a contribution to mitigating the issues with unemployment in our nation.
In all that you do, I see that you are very intentional and deliberate about, especially helping people from the northern part of the country.
Actually, I am very careful not to mention people just from the northern part. There are quite a number of people I have extended a helping hand to. People I did not know, and I said to them, I do not wish to even know you. I love to help more when I do not know these people, especially on social media. I've had so many people DM me. Once I do an interrogation of your situation, I come in very handy, and hardly do I hand it over directly to them. The most recent one, just a few weeks ago, I was in the UK and my son of a doctor, my nephew, called me, Auntie, I need help. I said, why? I need 45,000 Ghana cedis now. I said, but I'm not even in the country. He said, look, there's a lady sat right in front of me. She's pregnant with her husband. She's not able to help herself. Look, if she goes to, I don't want to mention that institution, she's going to die. All she needs are some kind of injections. And for the initial one, I think I need 45,000 now. I said, who is she? But seriously, that's the will of God. I used to say to myself that I want to help children and not adults. And someone said to me, would you be happy if you were in crisis and your helper came to say, no, because you're old, I'm not going to help you. I help all children. And that was when I said, look, go see my brother. Give him the money. The lady has been all over. She wanted to see me. I said, no, it's not necessary. I enjoy it more when I help people I do not even know. Yeah.
That's amazing. So now, from the media. Yeah. Anyway, do you miss it sometimes, being a presenter?
Very much so. Seriously, sis. I sit in so much admiration, especially for what I see. And you have put so much into this. Congrats to you, sis.
Well,
you've stood the test of time.
Thank you.
Still looking very young and fresh.
I have you to look up to. So you left the media and then you went into entrepreneurship. From the media, you went into Izar, right?
Yeah. I actually had Izar while I was in the media.
Yeah, okay.
Because I did not believe in just abandoning an income-generating venture into something you do not know about. I know many entrepreneurs will tell you, well, you have to take risk. That's why they keep saying to the youth. That's why I insist, especially with my pieces of communication lately, that the youth deserve the truth to be able to thrive. You can't say they should pray hard, work hard, take risks. No, you cannot. You have to calculate your risks.
Right.
So when I was in the media, I did not just jump off because I had monthly salary. I cooked this. When it was well cooked, I had my staff in place to the extent that I even got my office, my entrepreneurial office, close to where I was employed. So it wouldn't be a problem. So, morning TV, you would usually finish by 10 a.m. So I thought for the whole of the time where my kids would have even been in school, what at all was I going to be doing? First, I considered teaching. But I said to myself, no, I won't be able to mark numerous scripts. Then I said, well, let me get into this, entrepreneurship. That was when I got into Izar fully because everything was in place. My staff were in place. I noticed that the office was staffed of me. It needed some kind of leadership for direction. So that was when I officially went away from the media, but still there because I still work with people.
Yeah. Tell me, what's Izar about? You know, people normally think it's a paint.
I know, Izar. Izar. The I means international, which I just added to it. The rest of the letters are just combinations of initials.
Ooh,
Actually.
okay.
So pretty much
That's okay.
that's
And
just
what
it.
do you do?
Izar is
what do you guys
a
do?
communications consultancy.
Okay,
We've
it's a
consulted for
consultancy. Okay.
Exim Bank, UNDP, NTP, the National Tuberculosis Program, USAID, and quite a number.
Okay.
So aside that, Izar actually does other things. We
Okay.
do supplies, we do IT, there's an IT firm, we do real estate where we have an impressive portfolio now of, affordable homes, apartments, of course, luxury apartments as well, self-compound homes that we actually rent out.
What's your leadership style? Because I've seen you in your working gear with a helmet and everything on site, and the next moment, yes, you are serving Watchi.
I am all bougie and all face.
Thank you.
Which I wish I could do all the time, but I don't enjoy it.
What's your leadership
Actually,
style?
I love unconventional activities. Aside the fact that it fetches better revenue, I think it also gradually just gives me some kind of fulfillment I love, because I don't see many young people do that. For many young people say that to me as well. If they chucked half of, forgive me for my not so humble words, half of the success we have chucked in our areas of endeavor, I don't think they would even behave that way. So I am very unconventional in my ways. I am very versatile. I love to be a part of it, whether dirt or good. If we are getting into the gutters, I don't believe in just standing at the back and pointing. I believe in doing it for you to emulate. That has been how I have led my staff all this while.
Man, this show has been hungry for you for years. Wow, that's amazing. I mean, so many nuggets to take from it. But let me take a break. When we get back, we'll definitely get into that job fair. And then the Ghana report and the media as well. And then maybe a bit more about growing up and what you do for fun.
Absolutely.
You are always... Sister, I'm here. Oh, sister, no, I'm not around. Sister. Well, again, let me say thank you to Amazing Grace Enterprise for my fabric. Thank you so much, dear. Tudu, opposite the fire service. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My outfit is by Freedies. Freedies, FRIDDIES on Instagram fashion. Thank you so much for making this for me. Makeup products by Sigma Health and Beauty. I'm thinking of so many things to ask this young lady. Sigma Health and Beauty, the Makola. Thank you so much. My beads by Trini Craft, earring, ring, and then of course the watch by the boy fashion. Also, let's see. Show them. Makola. So grateful to them. And my makeup beautifully applied by the Glow Bar. Do you want to give a shout out to the person who did your makeup?
Oh no, I paid her.
Okay, then we will not give a shout out. And one, that's a business. That's so grateful to all of them, and of course, cleaning services. They make sure our environment is clean all the time. The fumigation and everything. Thank you so much to them. We are grateful to Zen Garden for my natural plant. We've had these plants indoors in the studio since June, and they're still doing very well. And I'm so grateful to them. To All Cuisine for the finger foods that they gave us. We are grateful to you. And then, of course, Juice Time, from the farm to the factory to the bottle to the shelf. They do it all the chain. So you can trust that it's 100% natural. And then, of course, Mrs. Oferipoko and the family, we are grateful. House of Food. Thank you. We'll be back. Welcome back, and yes, my guest is Rashida Sani, CEO of the Ghana Report and Izar Company Limited, and she also sells Watchi. When you hear about Alaji's wife Watchi, when you eat and now you know the story behind it. You know, not that she's married to an Alaji. You know, it's a brand. So there's something. So you've learned something about branding. So many things to learn about. from this particular first segment. So if you missed it, you go to YouTube and you catch up with that. But again, Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan is here. The new order of retirement is here. Now you can retire on your own terms with guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Simply invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and start receiving monthly income to enjoy a perfect retirement. It's that easy. The best part is you get to enjoy added benefits of an annual increase. That's every single year. There's an increase. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333, 050-453-4333, or visit www.oldmutual.com, or simply dial *789*01# to request a call. Obrapa Ahunto Enkwa. Now, Kivo Hot Pepper, you have heard about the hot or new hot pepper in town. Yeah, Kivo Hot Pepper is a new pepper in town, and it is now easier and faster to cook those spicy, delicious meals with love. And of course, it is delicious. It is hot. But as you say, now so and it comes in various packs and sizes for whatever occasion, for home, for student, whatever it is, they've got you there. So please, please, please run and get yours. You don't need to grind the pepper again. No, they've got it for you. Kidsville. Hey, parents and guardians, if you're looking for the ultimate destination to make your child's dream come true, then look no further than Kidsville. Everything. And it's a place I love to go. And of course, Vena mineral water, low in sodium, balanced pH level, all the minerals you need. And of course, they believe in charity as well. Now, how's motherhood treating you?
Amazing. I miss it, actually. I consider myself a sister now because my kids are grown. I miss being a mother.
Are they teenagers now?
Yes, they are. Seriously, they look older than me. They look older than me. Well, they know their rights more now. They advise you. They ask you questions. I don't remember the last time I heard "Where are you?" by an adult. It always will come from my kids. Where are you, mommy? I said the last time I checked, I was still a mother. But we just want to know where you are. So when they go to school, I sort of rest a bit, but I miss them more. Yeah. I love children. I so very much love children. I keep saying to my nieces, parents of my nieces and nephews, to bring them to my house. I don't mind if they spoil things. I'll replace them. That's what I say to them. Just for the love for kids. Yeah.
Wow. And do they understand what you do?
They very much do. Now they're getting to understand. I very much get them involved. And now they're beginning to understand bits and pieces. My daughter is a part of everything. She's a director in my company.
Okay, great.
She's a signatory. She knows everything. She knows, I don't want to mention the rest, but she knows simply everything about. I put my son to the test, but he did not pass it. It just simply told me that he's still young and needs to mature a bit. But I trust in a perfect collaboration between my kids. They're very close. They love each other. Sometimes they ignore me. They chat unabated at home, have what they watch, have what I watch. But each time they're around, I join them to watch what they need to watch. Yeah.
Would you want them to follow your path?
No. I would want them to get better than me.
Okay.
I would want them to get versatile. However, I would work hard to ensure that they don't begin from the trenches.
Exactly.
People keep saying that, well, you got to belong to the trenches. If you can shit off in life without starting from the trenches, what makes it that bad?
You've done it for them. I mean, so they need to stand on your shoulders.
We do not have to glorify the absence of the good things in life, which I see many people glorify sometimes around us.
Yeah.
But sincerely, if you can work to bring them halfway to what they're supposed to continue with, it makes life a lot more easier. It makes it greater. You do not have to make your children suffer what you suffered.
Yeah.
I've heard most parents say, well, I've been through this pain, my kids must go through it. Today's kids do not have to go through the excruciating pain some people went through, or their parents went through when they were younger. It doesn't, I don't believe in that.
Well, just when I speak to young people, I tell them that, listen, we may tell stories about how I struggled to get here, I did this. But you should tell stories of how my mother built this and I took it to the next level.
Yeah.
Or what my father did or my parent did and I took it to the next level.
Because we've seen, I have colleagues who have inherited a whole lot from their parents and it just burnt into ashes. They could not manage it. So I believe in the greater investment of teaching your children the basic tenets of practical lifestyles, godliness, and the need to maintain substance and value, which will make them even make it greater than when it was in my name. Others have said, well, your homes have got to be in your name until you're gone, your kids can share it. I do not have problems with that at all in my family. It doesn't matter whose name it comes in as much as lately I buy a lot of things in my kids' names. But really, they are not the kind of kids who were trained to actually abandon or maltreat people when they are in charge. My kids they sympathize. They're very good kids. And I feel very lucky and blessed to have them. Seriously.
Have you
been very
like
smart?
Like a hands-on mom?
Very much of a hands-on man. But now I believe in discipline. I don't believe in maiming a child.
No, punishing.
I believe in punishment. I've spanked my kids before, but I don't believe in maiming a child. Putting kids through that much pain that will make them remember and still cringe. I don't do that. But my kids, when I'm quiet at home, the house is turned upside down because they get very uncomfortable. So there are stages to punishment. You know, if you show them all at once, it doesn't even work anymore. I don't shout on them. We talk it out. At this stage, I have so much respect for them and they respect me back. And they're doing very well. There were times I was called, the mother of the smart boy in his school. And he brings me very good grades. My daughter brings me very good grades. She's a science student who just sort of catapulted into law. And she's doing greatly in the UK. My son is right here as well. He's a science student. He wants to get into computer engineering and we're going through it together.
That's a proud mama.
I am so proud.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Now let's continue the conversation on the corporate and business and entrepreneurship. Ghana report. Now you are taking the world, you're going on the global space. I mean, this year you had a massive conference.
Praise be to God.
And everybody was there, from the president to whoever.
That was a summit actually on misinformation and disinformation. You would agree with me that this has been a serious canker eating deeply into us. I believe you've been a victim of that as well. People just jumping onto social media by the power of cheap data. Everyone can afford data now. In trenches, in holes you can never fish them from, and just write something and it goes viral and there's absolutely nothing you can do about that. And for the status of people like you, I mean, you can't respond to everything. You just have to let it wash, trusting that your target audience. I
learned a number of times you say, sister, don't respond.
Don't respond. Yes, I remember a few times I have told you not to. I mean, you can't literally respond to everything. And on the ladder of success, as you climb, they say you shouldn't look back. In as much as I believe in looking back to ensure that the ladder is not crooked. But actually, you are not supposed to respond to elementary, ill-motivated pieces of information because these are usually churned out by people who are very faceless, who you may never get to know. And the moment you respond to it, you give it credence and relevance, and it just eats deeply. So you can't possibly respond to everything. But there are good ones as well. Do you get the chance to respond to all of the good ones? No. Exactly. So let's just stay positive at all times, what I preach.
And do you intend to have it annually?
Yes, indeed. We're supposed to be having it annually.
So every year will be a different
topic.
Okay.
That will be of relevance for societal good, for greater good, for growth, and so much more. And I think this one was really, really instrumental in the narrative of information turnout. Some people are now beginning to learn that they're supposed to actually verify what they read on the internet, especially if it's not originated by some sort of credible sources. And I think collectively we must do better than that and ensure that we remain positive. I'm not saying that people should not bash issues that demand
Yes.
social attention. But I think we can do everything in moderation to ensure that we don't put people through pain when they actually do not deserve it, just by the power of the new media.
So the Ghana Report, is it an online?
Yes, it's an online portal that has won so many awards.
Yes.
In 2019, we were best online portal, we're the best in corporate social responsibilities. We're actually the first portal that actually went around to distribute PPEs to rival organizations in the media. So we gave them, hand washing stuff, all of the PPEs.
We benefited as well.
Oh, where is it? I haven't seen it in front.
Oh, there is one there.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I don't even remember.
And actually took some to the village, took some to Edumasa as well.
Oh, right.
You gave us 4, so we took 2 to Edumasa, and then we used 2 here.
Bless you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You don't even remember.
I know, right?
Right. That's amazing. Now, and then, is it the Ghana Report that organized the Ghana Fair?
Yes, it's actually the same Ghana Report that organized the job fair as well. So right after the Misinformation and Disinformation Summit, we on the Ghana Report, we actually have a section that just talks about employment. So we sort of promote, I actually pay for that monthly. It's a subscription-based section where we sort of put together all available jobs for people to just click away, So if you've seen the jobs and opportunities, that's how it's themed on the Ghana Report. And we thought that this year we could just do something grand, because sometimes we have to bring everyone together. And we also thought that on many occasions, the average youth who does not know anyone is wondering where to take their CVs. Is more of the who. We can run away from the good old phenomenon of who you know. Now I say is who knows you, because if you don't know, how do people actually extend their help? Exactly. So we thought we could put together private sector organizations that are looking for people to employ meritoriously. We thought we could also assemble government institutions or public sector institutions, such as the police, the military, the fire service, the prisons, and we put them all together to employ. So the youth actually, I was gobsmacked. I could not believe it. A day before that, I kept questioning my colleagues, and I said to them, look, I don't think people are going to turn up for this. I've employed quite a number of people in the past. I don't think they'll turn up for this. So I think we could just put some icing on the cake, since they are the kind of demographics we're targeting. They love entertainment as well. Can we just finish it off with some evening entertainment by people they idolize? And this was actually what necessitated an amendment of the concept that had the likes of Shatawale, Game Promise, and all of the stars they enjoyed listening to. But they turned up. And I must confess, I was full of pride and felt very much fulfilled. I can't wait to see that again in subsequent years.
And you think it turned out well?
People it turned out very well. I
served its purpose?
It's very much that and beyond, because I put myself on the line. So this was why we thought we could be an interface between the job seeker and the employer. And I remember I personally questioned heads of these institutions that were supposed to come have stands. I said to them, are you sure you have clearance to be able to employ people? And they answered in the affirmative. So I should not see the reason why. And in no time, we're going to be having a publication of the number of people. Who are, and the good thing about it is that we had private sector institutions as well who came willingly. I call them the heroes of our time, who came to employ people as well. And there are quite great testimonies about this we have online.
I am so proud of you.
Thank you so much, sister.
I am so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. Somebody would just do this. By now you should be owning your own private jet, which I know soon it will come.
I am scared of private jets. My biggest phobia in life is actually traveling, in as much as I travel quite often.
Are you serious?
I say my last prayer each time I'm on a flight, funny enough. And everyone knows this. Like, each time I get on a flight, the cabin crew knows that. They just, I think it's part of my profile behind the scenes. So they come, are you okay, madam? There was a time someone just overly gave me attention. I said, well, seriously, madam, you think I've never been on a flight? Apparently, it was written in my profile that I cringe, I act up as soon as the plane checks off a bit. Shakes.
Oh my God, you do not know people's story, really untold stories.
I'm scared of private jets.
That's amazing. But you are definitely giving back to society.
Thank you.
Giving back to society by giving your best to, you know, the younger ones, especially. Now, what's the way forward? What's the next big thing for you?
Well, I think
Because I know you're a restless soul, so you.
In as much as I believe in that, sister, I also am a firm believer of a life of gratitude, contentment,
Right.
and not being selfish. You know, there's a thin line between ambition and selfishness. So where I am supposed to call it quits, I call it quits. Where I think there is room for improvement, I do. I sincerely have very full hands because there are so many things we do, especially with the IT affiliate, which I do not want to go into because we do quite a number of activities that are supposed to remain
confidential.
Very confidential, based on what we've signed on with people we actually render these services to. I remember when I finished with the construction of the East Legon offices, I reserved the ground floor for myself. And the last thing I mentioned to my staff was, oh, I'm going to open a mall. They're like, mall, would you be able to take care of it? Because we know that when you start each business, you stay at the helm of affairs. But it got to a time I felt this would be absolute greed. I think it's just too much. Your hands are full. You have to think about perfecting and ensuring that these ones are sustainable. So I'm now giving out the shop for rent, actually.
What do you do for fun?
I used not to watch that much TV, but lately I am very much embedded into watching some kind of detective series. I love sci-fi. I love interrogative movies. I've literally watched all Bond movies, all MI movies. There were times I'll actually catch them up abroad. So if I know there's a new MI movie, it's not going to be shown in Ghana, it's going to be shown in Dubai or the UK. I actually have caught up with that. And I am a big lover of tunes by Hans Zimmer, Steve Jablonski, Yanni. So I spend much of my time listening to that at home. I try to make home as comfortable as possible.
Do you dance?
So when I'm home,
do you dance?
Not really. I just listen, and it's very much calming. Really? Yeah. When my kids are there, we have fun sometimes, but not when I'm alone.
And it's becoming like a cliche, but what have you got to say to the young one watching you, or a woman watching you? What have you got to say to someone looking up to you like, how can I do this? So you have hate, but how can I do
I've actually been a part of so many shows where results persons were asked by young people various questions, and my heart broke for the kind of answers some of these results people said to them. They said, oh, just work hard, don't worry, work hard and pray one day. I do not discount that. Indeed, you're supposed to work hard. You're supposed to have passion for what you do. But I think a bit of smartness, thinking outside of the box, raising a bit your business acumen, learning from the best, being in the position to be able to say, yes, sir, or yes, madam, just so you get the trade craft to be able to start yours, will be of immense benefit to so many people who might just be watching us today, especially young people. In just a few days, I think it's tomorrow, I'm going to be on the Bullaway show, which I highly recommend because it actually brings people to tell the youth the truth.
Right.
In as much as you're advised to work hard, you should add a bit of strategy and working smart about it.
Right.
It's very important. And for the rest of the gist on that, I think I'm going to save it for tomorrow's show.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much, Rush. I've said over and over again that I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
That how people say, oh, we know you have everything. So I don't know what to give you. Every little thing. It depends on the heart that you give. I have this for you from 20 Crafts. I love beads. So I just you got you some beads as well.
Thank you so much.
This one is from Exclusive Towel Boutique.
Oh,
that's a diffuser.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it because I hardly get presents. Thank you so much.
We really, really
I can't wait. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you are taking all that you're doing.
Thank you, sister. Level. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. God bless you. God bless the TSP.
Thank you. So you've been listening to Rashida Sani, and she's everything she says she is. And everything she said here, trust me, if you take it well, because I still listen to her, I still call her, I still seek advice, I still ask her, what do you think? And I still listen when she says, sister, this one, sister, this one. Then you know that, yes, I stay back. Once again, thank you to all our supporters and sponsors. I'll be back with a bit of me. Did you want to say something?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
I'll be back with a bit of me. What do you think has kept you still relevant after all these years? But still joins up, baby. When you mention it, everybody knows.
I think it's basically the start. And the fact that for me, it's about perfection. Whatever it is I'm going to offer to somebody else, I want to see that that person gets exactly what they want.
Do you think, especially younger women, expect, women in leadership to be motherly, understanding? Oh, you're a woman, you can't. They expect you to lead differently. Does it work?
Well, I think it depends on who you are dealing with in the first place. There are those, even in the school, there are those that you want to be soft with them because it moves them ahead. And there are those that you have to be extremely hard with or they won't do anything.
Right.
So, of course, people think you have to be motherly, but at the end of the day, I have to decide where are we going with what you came here to do, what would it take? And what I do is to do whatever it takes for you to want to learn what you came here to do.
How has it been so far? Now it's an institute of Africa.
It's been a long journey, but we are here. It's been, in next year, April, will be 30 years.
You're kidding.
Yes. So we are looking forward to celebrating our 30th anniversary. But we started with something and now we are more of a creative institution.
Do you even have data on the number of people you've trained?
Well over 10,000.
Wow. This life is a mystery. It's a beautiful mystery. Yes. Somebody said to me, Gifty, you need to stop saying you're motivational. I say you're inspirational because as for motivation now, it gets, But you know what? Life happens. I will never stop saying this. Life happens. And I've always known, that's why they have proverbs that always says you should not put all your eggs in one basket. You need to be always think outside the box. And these days I say, create your own box. As adults, we need to unlearn and learn so many things. The narrative of our children, of the generations yet to come, must be different from our narrative. So please, just like the storybook, The Princess and Jazz, look at what you have and think about what you can do with it. The fact that it's white doesn't mean it has to be white. You can color it. The fact that it is crooked, it's always been known to be crooked, doesn't mean that you can't add something to change the shape of it. Be creative. Be innovative. But always remember, it's been done before. But do it differently. I remain a woman with super crazy faith in God. In all that I do, I believe that God must be in the story. And it always makes a difference. Thanks for watching. See you same time next week and stay positive.